And racing, Miss Vodka makes a fair break the inside. Allegro Chaser, though, cuts straight to the lead. Here comes Bolt Allegro coming across. Trendy Lass trying to push forward over on the outside. Corborn Steve up against the inside of Big Time Kaz. Ricky's Rebels got back behind that, and a big gap back to Big Job Jonesy, who blew the start. In front here is Bolt Allegro working to the lead on Allegro Chaser around the corner. Trendy Lass running through on the inside. Corborn Steve making ground, and Miss Vodka out a wee bit wider. Bolt Allegro holding. Good battle here for the minors. Bolt Allegro wins well. Second over was Miss Vodka galloping at them quickly. And then it's tight thereafter. We've got Trendy Lass closer in. Corborn Steve wasn't too far away. One or two others poking up in behind them as well, including Trendy Lass, if I didn't mention it. Allegro Chaser just getting a wee bit tired. Big Time Kaz in amongst them as well. And at the back, Big Job Jonesy. And a racing, Winfield Autumn's astride slow and is trying to crash hard left, and going to the lead is Homebush Pippi. Running into second here was Wall Age, and they'd be followed through on the inside by Wheelie Bin, and Winfield Autumn trying to get around that, which could be a bit of a worry. They'll be followed by Busy As back in the race there. We've got Dark Fairy Tales, Dogged Dennis, and also I Can. Up they come, driving to the lead is Wheelie Bin, trying hard there is Wall Age. Wheelie Bin, Wall Age, Winfield Autumn, then Homebush Pippi. Buzzy As next to go by, then Dark Fairy Tales, I Can traditionally wide, and Dogged Dennis at the tail of the field. And a racing, She Said Maybe was slow, and No Knowing bolted straight to the lead, and going with it early would have been Scaralicious. Alpaca around the outside, driving into second here. Acapella getting nice and handy. Corporal Melky back midfield. She Said Maybe just ahead of that. Well back then. We've got Time for What, Little Arthur. Swing into the straight. No Knowing went a wee bit wide. Coming underneath it here. Acapella's going to make this interesting. Dashes to the lead. Closer in there we've got Alpaca. But Acapella wins it well from No Knowing and Alpaca. Next to go by them, we would have had Time for What getting to the line quite well, with Corborn Melky back and behind that. Further back then to She Said Maybe. Little Arthur and Scaralicious, after a nice beginning, comes in at the tail. And racing, and YOY comes out quickly, trying to get across the field. Goldstone's made a good beginning, and so too is Weepu. YOY gets to the lead by a couple of lengths on Goldstone and Weepu, and up and around the outside there to Baldine trying to push forward. Getting through closer in there would have been Trojan Troy. They'd be followed back in the race by Boston Lass, drifting out of it on the house, and Corborn Crazy. YOY tackled by Goldstone. Weepu down the outside and closer in Trojan Troy. Goldstone will score from YOY and Weepu. Boston Lass getting home well with Trojan Troy. Back in behind those runners then, we would have had Baldine with On the House and Corborn Crazy. racing, Gay Thorley a fair break the inside with Toxic Revenge. Alamein Cat gallops to the lead quickly now though, and Big Time Chip comes after it. Toxic Revenge after a gap is third. On the inside to Gay Thorley, then Vinnie Baxter and Girl Pride with a job to do. Alamein Cat leads around the corner from Big Time Chip. Gaps back, the others are scrapping over third at the moment with Vinnie Baxter the inside of Gay Thorley. Girl Pride getting home. Easy win for Alamein Cat from Big Time Chip, Vinnie Baxter, Gay Thorley, Girl Pride and Toxic Revenge last. And a racing, Thrilling Dylan steps off nicely. Here, gets out well too. Mariah shares up the pace as well, and between runners they're just trying to find one squeezing through. Mariah's got to the lead. Here's Trendy Boy getting into it now. Mariah in front by 3 from Thrilling Dylan. Trendy Boy's just gone back astride the outside. Some attention pushing through, then a check back onto the 4. They'll be followed squeezing through. Contemporaneous starting to get home now, and also running on was That's King. Well back in the race there. We've got K Road, but Thrilling Dylan scores again, gets past Mariah and wins. Contemporaneous is third, then That's King, followed in by K Road, and here dropped out of it. Some attention was a bit awkward on the corner, and topping a bit of that was Trendy Boy. And a racing, Chokehold, pretty good break the inside, getting off quite nicely there would have been Flying Blake. Showing up and around the outside here is Smirnoff. They'd be followed closer in by Orange. Dolly Pegs got back. Around the outside of that there would have been Boston Strike with some work to do. Compact field though, well back Lockett and Eddie and Dole Parts. Into the straight they come. Flying Blake on the outside, Chokehold on the inside. Back and behind them then to Smirnoff. Down to the line, very tight. I think Chokehold just the inside from Flying Blake. Might be second again, but it's close up. Smirnoff back and behind them. They'd be followed back behind those runners then by Lockett and Eddie getting home quite well, with Boston Strike out wider and closer in then to Dole Parts. Orange was well back in the race when they crossed. And a racing, 10.1 hops out pretty well. Smash Allegro starts to drive forward, trying to get across them here would have been Corborn Tip. Smash Allegro goes to the lead from Corborn Tip. Then driving between runners here, we've got Allegro Class getting into the act. That'd be followed through by 10.1. Between runners now was Eccles. Hunted One is trapped out wide. Further back on the race then to Botany Davis, and Radical Rufus is last. In front here is Allegro Class from Smash Allegro. Down the outside here comes Corborn Tip in behind them. Allegro Class will see it through. Tight second and third. Maybe Smash Allegro from Corborn Tip the outside. Not much in that though. Getting home strongly there would have been Botany Dave. Behind those runners to 10.1 and Hunted One. Eccles was back when they crossed, and so too Radical Rufus. Tight in the market, Blitzing Mayhem. Round comes the bunny, just about set. And a racing, Blitzing Mayhem comes out quite nicely. Going hard early though would have been Rodriguez, with Blitzing Mayhem followed through then by Big Time Dasher and Bad Week right there as well. Jibber Jabber Jewel back in the pack. Back with that too there would have been Thrilling Brave. Further back then to No Ambition and Speed Legend up to the corner. Still in front, Rodriguez. The outside, Blitzing Mayhem. 3 lengths back then, Big Time Dasher. Back and behind those runners then to Jibber Jabber Jewel and Bad Week. Away goes Blitzing Mayhem and scores nicely. Jibber Jabber Jewel got to second, was bold. Then Big Time Dasher third. Rodriguez tied up but ran fourth and will be in the final. Behind those runners then to Thrilling Brave. Further back then, we had Speed Legend, No Ambition, Bad Week. And a racing, Renee Ranger hopped out well, so did Barry's Way, and Tofino drives up between runners as well. Back and behind them then to Pirate Law. They'll be followed by Clone Your Own trying to get up and around the outside. Magic Bolt pushing between runners. They'll be followed back in the piece there by No Danger, who's a long way from them, and Renee Ranger. He's gone back to last. Up to the corner comes Tofino by a couple. Here's Clone Your Own setting out after it. Back and behind these runners then to Magic Bolt. No Danger starting to scream home. Away goes Tofino to score well. Welcome back, Clone Your Own. A nice second. No Danger scream to third, makes the final, and so too does Magic Bolt. Barry's Way back and behind those runners, followed by Pirate Law, Renee Ranger, and Stolen Money. And a racing, Sterling Dan steps away pretty well the inside. Coming out fast there would have been Corborn Flow. Blue and Curly up beside that. They'll be followed around the outside then by Crystal Wave. Back and behind these runners then to Trident. Back with that as they come to the corner, we've got Mr. Jimmy, Lost and Light, Thrilling Charlie. Blue and Curly blows to the lead now. Trying to come after it would have been Crystal Wave. Sterling Dan, and driving home is Trident. Down to the line, Blue and Curly wins easily. Nice second there for Crystal Wave, and Trident got to third ahead of Sterling Dan, followed back in the pack then by Lost in Light. Back with them, Corborn Flow got tired. Well back was Thrilling Charlie, Mr. Jimmy. And a racing sees a Queen out well there from Bev's viewpoint, and Rocket gets into its work early too, and up and around the outside we've got Red Mover Hoover and Wider Captain's Choices showing up around the outside too. Winfield Black starting to boom around the outside. Well back on the race here, we've got Talk It Over. Bev's viewpoint's been shuffled back now, and last of all is Individual Lily. Up they come. In front is Captain's Choice. Red Mover Hoover trying hard with Rocket. Captain's Choice wins the last from Red Mover Hoover, I think second, Rocket third, Winfield Black fourth. Behind them to Bev's viewpoint, Caesar Queen. Back of the race then to Talk It Over and Individual Lily.